you, and I hope at some point you will address
We
that.
try to get ours.
Speaking of betrayal.
That's what we try. We try to get ours.
Speaking of betrayal, we have a room of
Benedict.
We have a room of 4 professionals, four adults right now. 3 of us watched the game together and 1 didn't. And you know, the one who didn't was apparently in the area and never even said anything about it. So we missed you.
I actually was not in the area.
Oh, you
I
weren't?
was scheduled to play at Peacock, but we didn't.
Okay. And so actually, for a short period of time, Guru was also just in the area. He wasn't actually at the house where the Super Bowl party took place. He had to go rat-a-tat-tat on people's doors throughout the neighborhood, and then finally he was able to find the right
Guru went
spot,
1 for 3 this weekend. You guys were lucky. I was supposed to meet him for a drink on Friday. He stood me up. He was supposed to go.
After telling
he was supposed to go to the Lakers-Warriors game with Evan on Saturday. He blew Evan off. So consider yourself fortunate.
I got to
yeah. Well, you know, I do consider myself lucky that Guru graced us.
Oh, thank you,
with your presence,
the lovely
man.
Christy, the boys. It was perfect. It was a perfect day, and every doorbell that went off, I was like, "That's Dibs. That's Steiny," because we just talked about Dibs might not come. He shows up. And in my way, Steiny, I don't want to give Willard's address away. Let's just say it's 17 Willard Place.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I put 21 Willard Place.
All right.
So the beautiful Mill Valley, and I passed San Quentin Code is. I've got to be on my P's and Q's. So I go
on
up to the
people's
house,
doors.
and I'm like, there's not many cars. To myself, okay, who am I? I don't hear any voices, and this lovely older lady answered the door. I got the shades, chain, and the beer in my hand.
Micah Parsons jersey.
Yeah,
I mean, she's about to take her down.
As I was driving home, I said it was kind of a Snoop meets Martha Stewart. It was like that. And she looks at me. She goes, who? I go, Mark Willard, gave his government name. And she goes, have a good time, but I'll take the beer. So she was awesome. So then I say to myself, nobody's seen this, right? I'm good, laughing. And then I hear some chuckling down the street as Willard and E laughing at me going into the wrong house.
It was weird. We're like inside the party. She's got a big front window. We're looking out the window, and Evan and Matt Nahagian are just standing in the middle of the street as if they're afraid to come in. So I had to go outside. But what the hell are you doing out here?
Oh, man.
And they're like, well, we're waiting for Guru. He's around the corner attacking neighbors and handing out beer.
To her credit, I wouldn't have opened the door. She opened it. Nowadays, you never know.
Yeah. Oh, my
Great
gosh.
times.
Yeah, good
It's very, very good times. And underrated, I thought, in this. Like, you handled it almost too well. The lovely Christy taking shots at you and your Cowboys with framed photos all over the food. And you took a look, and you just took it. I expected a little bit more of a reaction.
We're a laughing stock.
Yeah. One of them, she had a big Dallas Cowboys star, and it said, it's not a logo, it's a rating.
Oh,
get it, 1 star.
Yeah. So I like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I wasn't there, I mean, it is clear from already the post-game scouting report, Christy, the MVP.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's clear.
Always.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what.
And she has personality. Know how to work her. Those are talents,
What
man.
you think I was bringing to the
No,
party
do you know
over
what?
here? I'm not half-stepping
you're
this
a dude,
action.
man.
Come on, man.
No, I know you are.
Furniture setup, TV quality and locale.
Oh, man.
Foodstuffs variety, beverage replenishment, and gambling entertainment.
Oh, gosh.
I mean,
We had it all.
It was touched all the bases, because it's one thing. Okay, you got a little food and the seats and whatever. It was the whole thing.
Willard
the whole
won his
package.
square, Steiny, in his own.
It just
You don't even know. You don't even know that I won the prop pool too.
No! Hey, you deserved it. You threw a good shit.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about a hostess that thinks of everything. She even remembered to give a little sedative to her dog, so that her dog didn't jump into all of our laps and eat all of the beautiful food.
That's awesome.
Very safely, of course.
At the first TV timeout, all of a sudden, because the dog was, not rambunctious, but the dog was
Give
in
her
the
a little
mix.
something to calm her down.
All of a
That's
sudden,
all.
late first, I look over, and the dog's asleep. I'm like, it's a lot of noise for this
Little,
dog to be asleep.
Little cannabis. Is that,
I'm not going to.
they have cannabis for
I'm not
dogs
going to
now.
bring all the trade
You're
secrets.
playing,
but
Steiny.
It was
What's
a
that?
medication
They don't have
sensation.
cannabis for the animals.
she enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Yeah, she enjoyed it, and she
Wow.
got to relax.
Yeah.
So
Little CBK9.
You're,
is what it
you're,
was.
you're
That's a
listening,
3. It might even be a 5.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the Odyssey app. Yeah, it's a hell of a day. It's a hell of a
I'll
day.
start.
Yeah.
Before this game, forget the scouting report. My scouting report was Patrick Mahomes is Steph Curry like. He has it all. And Andy Reid, I owe you the biggest apology. I've given it to you. But how can you not come in today and say this kid, Patrick Mahomes, a tough John Wayne SOB, can do it all at the quarterback position? Is he the whole reason they won? No, but he was truly hurt. He's smart, and whatever he's got with Andy Reid, it's perfect. Jamie Lee Curtis, like, give that guy his props.
It's a movie.
So now he's the second quarterback in 6 years, 95 years, to get 2 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl victories. He may catch Tom Brady. This dude, he's phenomenal. Give him his props.
Jamie Lee Curtis, just Google it later. The body that she presents in that film is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's a fitness trainer in the movie called
I
Perfect.
can't believe, I was thinking
I thought
about
what's the movie with Schwarzenegger where she's Russian something or other?
Is it Total Recall?
Yeah,
or
That's a look at my
Okay.
guy.
That's
TV
Jamie
guy
Curtis.
over here.
The perfect reference
I don't
gets
think
a
that's-
full.
But Patty
I don't-
Mahomes, come on, Joe, give the guy some props.
Oh, there's no question. I mean,
a lot
that
of people
was
saying he was faking up the injury.
my
True Lies.
First,
Thank you.
True Lies. There you go.
Okay.
No, my
I didn't
first.
see it, by the way. Just
Of course, it's Spadoni.
Go ahead,
Give
Will.
credit
No,
where
the,
credit's
the NFL last night felt NBA-ish, which is that there were 5 teams who were like, these are the teams that can win the Super Bowl, and the team with the best player is the one that usually, not every year, but usually comes away as the champion, and that's what Mahomes feels like right now. I don't know about the whole catching Brady thing, just because it's so difficult. There's a career and a journey and injuries and things like that that'll take place, but he's got, not that Brady didn't have, Brady had Peyton Manning, but that AFC is so quarterback stacked. It's quarter stacked to the level of the Burrows and the Allens and then even Lamar and Herbert and here comes Lawrence. Like, it's going to be hard to come out on top every single year. And I know you don't need to do it every year in order to catch Brady, but what did Brady end up with anyway? How many wins?
I want to say 7.
Seven.
He's got 7.
Good Lord.
I mean, 5, 6 more Super Bowl victories. Maybe
He had 3
maybe.
at age 27.
Yeah.
Mahomes has 2. So Brady was 3-0 at age
Damn.
27, and Mahomes is 2-1. If Mahomes wants to play till he's 45, I like his chances. But
That's pretty good.
I don't know if he wants to go that deep.
45.
well, I just can't see Mahomes having. Well, obviously not as long as Brady, but I could see Mahomes not quarterback in 20 years just because of his style. I feel like Brady got to sit back there in an era where he didn't really get hit and got rid of it quick. Mahomes puts himself in trickier spots more often.
Think about Brady, too. He wins at 24, 26, and 27 years of age, and then he goes 10 years without winning one. And he wins one at 37,
Damn.
then 39, then 41, then 43. He wins his final ring. So if Mahomes is going to get it done, you would imagine that he was not going to wait 10 years to get his next one like Tommy did.
And Willard, I'll say this. Before the Super Bowl or Mahomes even arrived on the scene, it was Montana, Brady, and Elway. Now, to me, with what he did last night, and I feel like he's in the first quarter of his career, Patrick Mahomes, when you use the 45 ideology, like if he went to that, it's Mahomes, Montana, and Brady.
I mean,
I hope I don't piss anybody off, but that's
Wait,
where I'm
Mahomes
at.
is now better than Montana?
No, I just got him
he's
as my
putting him on
top
the
3.
list, yeah.
Elway, I bumped him.
So if you do a Rushmore of all-time NFL QBs, you have Mahomes on your Mount Rushmore
Yes,
already.
no doubt. No doubt. And that's, you could say Drunken Love, Beyonce, who should have been doing the halftime thing.
That's
We'll
a
get to
3.
that. But I told Steiny in the green room, why don't we mention Terry Bradshaw? He's got 4 rings.
Right.
Because of the defense, why doesn't he get credit?
because stats. Like they didn't, that's
But
not
that's
what
when they could hit you upside the
Right,
head.
right.
You
Oh, that's
need
why-
it tore it all in.
So we'll never be able to, and this will come to the Mahomes conversation that you're bringing up right now. We can't compare eras because Mahomes is playing in a way more quarterback-friendly time, and so people will bring that point up. But I get what you're saying. I mean, it's only been 5 years, but he's certainly at minimum on that track.
3 visits,
He's on that
5
track.
straight division titles.
It was a wild stat that I got last night. So first 5 years of career, 2 MVPs.
Go ahead.
2 championship MVPs. That's never happened in all of sport. All of sport.
I heard that one.
Nobody has ever done that before. Because even when Brady had won, 2 or 3, he wasn't the MVP. He wasn't the MVP of a couple of those Super Bowls. So, Mahomes is definitely on a historic track.
Did Terry Bradshaw I looked it up, and I'm stunned at how small the numbers are. First time they won the Super Bowl, he throws for 203. They beat the Bills. They beat the Raiders. He throws for 95 yards.
Yep.
They win the Super Bowl over Minnesota. He throws for 84 yards.
What about the
Dallas
Swan
Cowboys?
catch that got him 65 yards on one play?
Catch, no throw. And by the way,
that was one of his 3 throws that day.
What Terry Bradshaw has become, and last night was a great example. You are a laughingstock, my dude. I don't know if you saw
the waddle.
I missed the fat shaming and talking about waddle on over here, Mike, and just he's become a caricature of the caricature of himself. He's an embarrassment.
Well, he got the spinoff for his home family, so he's letting you in. The Bradshaws. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but
I used to endorse it a few years back. I didn't miss an episode. Well, they paid me.
Yeah. See, Stallworth and Swan weren't 1,000-yard receivers like year in and year out. Probably
and
not
they had
14
Franco
games.
And Blyer.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
and they ran
a
it.
defense with a nickname. I mean, Terry Bradshaw's a great quarterback, and I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan at the time. I
thought he was pretty good.
Steiny,
you
said he's one of your all-time greats. I get it.
Game show music. Yeah, game show music. Yeah. If you can find it.
I'm excited.
How many times in the great career of John Stallworth, did he go over 1,000 receiving yards?
I'm going to go.
I think I know it.
John Stallworth, and for reference, he played from 1974 all the way to 1987, so 14 seasons.
Yeah.
How many did he get 1,000 yards?
I'm going to go 2, Mark.
I'm going to go
years.
after Dibs, Brett Favre. I'm going to say 4.
And I'm clearly something's fishy here. I'll say 1.
Something's fishy.
The answer is 3. Only 3 times
Good.
did
Take
John
it home,
Stallworth go over 1,000 yards, and
I said 2.
Only once.
Price is Right rules.
Only once over 1,300.
And he was a Steeler his whole career, or did he play for somebody else?
Nope, Steeler his whole career.
And then what about Lynn Swan?
Well, now you got to give me a second.
All right, but it's pretty close alphabetically.
That great catch
It's just 2 pages. Just turn the page.
Yeah, no, it's not a.
It's ST to SW.
No,
Come on.
it's just a pro football reference.
Yeah,
So
I got
no
the
Super
answer
Bowl
already.
MVPs for Terry?
Lynn Swan. Okay, game show music, please. Lynn Swan played his entire career with the Steelers.
What about 10 years?
9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons with the Steelers. How many times did he go over 1,000 yards?
7.
Okay, I'm going 5.
Okay.
I looked it up.
Dibs.
So I already looked it up. Sorry.
0.
0.
0.
The great Lynn Swan?
Never even got to 900.
Stallworth
Couldn't even sniff 1,000.
Never even got to 900.
Couldn't even
So
sniff.
that's why. That's
say
why.
But it was a different
It's
era.
a different era. But
So there's no
so-
shame in that.
So Stallworth was their leading receiver
this is-
yardage-wise at times when both those guys were receivers.
Yeah.
This is a Hall of Fame receiver. His best year was 61 catches for
He
880.
never had the game was different. That's all.
Totally different.
That's amazing. But
Totally
yeah.
different.
And Bradshaw 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Okay,
to your point.
but he's got 4.
Yeah, he does. He does. But yet, none of us think about him on the Rushmore, and he wouldn't be a top 10 quarterback. He might be a top 20 quarterback all time, but I would take Peyton Manning ahead of him, the aforementioned John Elway, certainly, if we're talking Rushmore. But I wouldn't put Mahomes there just yet. I will say this. We saw a guy elevate his stature last night. Andy Reid goes from he can't get it done to now he might be on the short list of one of the greatest coaches of all time. What he did in the second half of that game, he owned Sirianni.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean,
He schemed him out of the building.
Andy Reid to me is an easy guy to root for. I kind of like him.
I agree with that.
You like the heavy set.
What, we had a conversation with her about him.
Well, yeah, Andy Reid, like another name that came to mind was Anthony Bourdain, which obviously has nothing to do with sports at all. But this is like there's these people we watch, and you're like, man, like their life must be so fun, and they've got all the riches, and they've got all of this attention, and it's just it's a great reminder that everybody's going through something.
Go ahead.
You bring it up, Guru, in a way where not only has Andy Reid gone through so much, he's had to do it publicly. Like,
oh, my gosh.
We all know about it. We all know about it. So I look at Andy Reid and, big guy, and he smiles a lot and, seems soft-spoken, and he's won all these Super Bowls now, but, he's also had enough family strife to last 2 lifetimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from that perspective, he's very easy to root for.
There are only 4 coaches to ever win more Super Bowls more than Andy Reid. Do you know who those 4 coaches are?
Chuck Noll.
Yeah.
John, please, game show music.
I need it ready.
Yeah.
If you're available.
I think 3 of them are.
I think we know.
Yeah. So
Chuck Noll is one of them.
Okay.
Bill
Walsh,
Belichick,
Shula.
Bill Belichick.
Belichick and Walsh are the other 2.
Okay.
Shula is not correct.
John Shula. No.
Tom Landry.
No.
Landry is incorrect.
Wait.
More than 2. More than 2. There's a lot of guys with 2.
Huh?
I'm talking about more than 2.
More.
There's a few more? How many?
Only one more has more than 2.
What are we
Belichick,
doing? All right.
Belichick,
Bill Parcells.
Walsh. No, Parcells has the 2.
That was a great one. I thought you had it.
Yeah.
Cower?
No, or
No.
Cowherd. Neither one. Neither one.
God.
I think Chuck Noll's already been counted, right?
Noel.
Yeah.
Walsh.
Tom Flores.
Belichick.
No, not Flores.
Madden.
No. Joe Gibbs, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Joe Gibbs. Yeah.
How do we forget?
You slept on Joe Gibbs.
Yeah. NASCAR.
So that's where Andy is, though, in terms. And if we all think that Mahomes is getting
he's
more,
got some more.
I mean, Andy might be knocking on Noel's
They did not
door.
get a sack. That Vonnet front did not even get to because they were getting rid of it quick, and they got 2 All-Pro linemen, which I forgot. Kansas City, so that helped. But
The offensive line.
I got to be honest. Yeah. I'm thinking about the Niners. Does Kyle have his Mahomes? Because I always just say, he don't need him. But I'm starting to think, you know what?
Well,
you do. Is it Lance? Is it Purdy? Is that why he hasn't gotten it?
I don't know if we should use the word Mahomes because no one's got their Mahomes except for the Chiefs. But does Kyle have his guy? Is the question. And I think there's now urgency like never before because the NFC is so gettable. It's never going to look like this ever again. There are, when you talk about viable teams in the NFC that could go to a Super Bowl, I don't even know if you can get to 3. Maybe you can get to 3. But like, it's the Eagles, it's the Niners, and can you convince me that it's the Cowboys? And I know there's all kind of deck shuffling coming, but the NFC South does not have a quarterback in the whole division. The NFC West has nothing but quarterback questions. Aaron Rodgers probably about to leave, and we all think what we think about Kirk Cousins except for Steiny.
I might put Stafford number 2.
Maybe.
If he plays.
Maybe, yeah.
He's got a neck issue that may prevent him from playing again.
That's real.
It's bad.
That's serious.
We talked earlier that Kirk Cousins might be the second best quarterback in the NFC right now in terms of who we know is even in the conference.
If you've got your guy, if you're Kyle Shanahan and you've got your guy, and somehow you could keep him healthy, there's 0 reason that you don't get to the divisional round as a baseline.
Man.
Baseline. So they got to get this done. They got to get this done right now.
I got three other things.
I love it.
One's just kind of what you thought of the call, the holding. Then 2 was the halftime show. And then 3, did you catch Saturday night when the girl was sitting next to LeBron? Or LeBron sat down next to the girl.
I did see this.
I was mad at him until I got all the notes.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, there was so much going on there. Lisa Salters interviews the girl, and the girl says, I've been asking my mom for tickets for weeks to this. Right next to the Lakers. But doesn't Lisa Salters have to say, by the way, what do your parents do?
Right.
How much were those tickets?
And you shouldn't be able to sit that
those
close.
had to be $50,000 tickets.
Yeah, that's
Right.
50
I know
racks.
that it was-
That's like the first.
She asked for weeks.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But you
as soon as I saw her and her little brother there, I'm like, oh my God.
That's incredible.
How did they get those seats?
It was $170 just to get in because of LeBron, and also he might have been breaking the record.
Okay.
Lakers, Warriors, LeBron, Chase, Steph, all of that.
We want to beat the terrorists.
It was expensive just to be in the cheap seats.
Oh,
Let alone to be in that spot.
Yeah.
And I asked my parents for weeks. What did they break open the?
Oh my gosh.
They broke open the piggy bank. Hey, there's $25,000 here.
That's
Yeah.
He's saying it could be more than that.
Those tickets had to
50,
be.
yeah, you had-
I mean,
That's incredible,
you know
man.
they're right next to the bench.
No matter what they cost, she doesn't know. And her reaction to LeBron sitting down next to her is one of the greatest things
But she
of the
felt
week.
it. She knew she was next to somebody.
Oh, of course.
A mega star.
But she probably
I was like,
thought it was
LeBron,
gonna
say
be
hello, please.
Dennis Schroeder.
But the funny thing is she's sitting 2 seats away from other Lakers and seems to not be aware that she's
Vanderbilt,
right.
yeah.
She's not right. Then LeBron sits next to you and she's shocked as
Oh, my
if she's at
God.
a library.
Yeah.
And he walked in. It was like
I was
love it.
waiting for them to catch them dialogue, but then after the fact, he did. You could. I was like, Bronny, I love you, man. Bron.
Yeah.
That smells like a Nahegian interview coming up with the little girl.
Oh, it sure
That's
does.
right
Oh, yeah,
up his alley,
yeah,
right?
It's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obscure.
Yeah, he's probably on the horn now.
Yeah.
As for the halftime show,
Oh, my God.
I mean, just about as meh as a halftime show could be.
And
I'll preface this by saying I am a halftime show lover. I was right next to Goo at Mark's
was
house.
hurt.
I knew every song. I love the tunes, but I thought the performance, and I know she's pregnant,
I
everyone.
thought, oh,
I'm not
boy.
So you got to
trimester shaming.
pass. If you can't
What do
put
you
your
mean?
back
Exactly.
into it, we want
Thank
to see
you.
all of it. Beyonce set the Prince. You got
on.
to move and shoulders and.
I thought she was
I got kids. Riri, I
unbelievable.
love you to death.
Go.
The songs are not the issue. You are a. We wanted to see
Go.
the Suzanne Summers to give it to me.
Go.
Not
Go.
my
Hold
mom
on
at
a
my
second.
dad's retirement
Hold on a
party
second.
with the shoulders. Give me
please.
some
You're telling me
dancing.
that Riri's supposed to back out of this because she's pregnant when she accepted it? She probably wasn't even pregnant yet?
Well, I won't say
Bring
that.
in
supposed to
No,
back out?
if you
That
can't
was-
perform to the utmost. That's all.
That was the utmost.
Patrick
that was
Mahomes?
a wonderful
That was
performance.
my mom at my
I
dad's
am dead
retirement
serious. I was
with
like,
the
wow,
shoulder
this is
moves.
incredible. I thought the visuals on TV were unbelievable. We talked. Dana
Beyonce
and many other
in
people
the-
were talking about, she must be strapped in. It's on that elevator thing.
No.
But she didn't look like
Yeah.
it. And I said, you know what? I'll bet it's one of those things that it's like an elevator. Once you get used to it, you don't feel really danger.
Give me
She
some-
was great.
give me
I thought it
some-
was great.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man. What
Yeah,
are Patrick
she's
Mahomes
great.
and Jalen Hurts?
And I'm pro-life.
Is Mahomes supposed to? Is Mahomes?
Give me some wiggle jiggle. That's all.
Is Mahomes,
Yeah.
is Mahomes supposed to sit out because he's not 100%?
No, but you know
Come
what I
on, you
mean.
got to battle through
And then
it.
Dibs goes, nobody
She-
gets paid.
hey.
I go, Dibs, how much do these artists get paid for
Nothing.
this?
Yeah, we
He
talked
goes,
about that.
nothing.
Not a
Nothing.
penny.
But
Not
yeah.
a penny. They didn't even throw her a shower gift. The
Yeah.
NFL
I just,
a
Beyonce
minute.
gave it her
No, they
all.
do it for free.
You know what I mean?
And so
it
did
was
Rihanna.
free.
Yeah,
That's what she
that was
had
out
for
of the
you
Patti
yesterday.
LaBelle catalog.
That's what she had for you.
No, she's got to
yesterday.
take home something.
Nothing.
Free.
You know what she
The
takes
pub.
home? She takes home all the Spotify downloads and all
Yeah.
the Apple Music
She's a beat. Her
Hey,
how many songs you
It was,
counted?
oh gosh,
13.
it was in the teens.
The
Oh, my
official
God.
Wikipedia.
I think it
it's
was
13.
Run This
it
Town.
Was
Oh,
three,
yeah.
It was 3 or 4 years ago where a story circulated where the NFL floated the idea of asking the artists to pay them.
They're a little
I
short.
get it though. You're
to
laughing.
No, because there's data. They make millions.
What did my nephew
Millions.
Jude say? They're watching this game in Munich. Did I hear him
Yes, he
tell
did. He
you
did.
that?
Yeah.
He
Dude,
did.
wow.
I don't know why Munich hit him. I was hoping for like Ghana was
I
right
got
before
this dude is
Munich. I'm like,
great.
what's wrong with Ghana? They're watching it there too.
Tomahawk chopping.
Willard,
in
I'm
Munich.
not.
I saw that.
Steiny,
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
She couldn't give her all. That's what.
No,
that's
she was
explained the whole.
she was incredible.
That was her
give me
all.
some activity.
That
yeah.
was her all that
Summer
day.
song. Give me
She-
something.
she gave you
I'm
what
with
you got.
Gil.
The
I'm with
snake.
you.
The
The
worm.
third thing on your list, the call in the moment.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't like it. Mark and I immediately we talked about it, and upon further reflection and review, good for that official. It was a foul. You threw the flag. It sucks that the game didn't end the way we all wanted it, but that was a penalty, and you had to call it, and they did.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, we all wanted to see Jalen Hurts one crack at it.
I wanted a field goal
timeouts.
and the Eagles to give it a shot.
I really dug what Bradbury said after the game. I
He
thought
shut
that was
all the haters up and say,
bro.
you're an official, your dad. I never in a million years think they think what part of the game is the infraction, do I throw it? But all the people coming out saying, oh, that's BS, and the guy that committed the infraction says, I did it twice. I love that.
James saved the city of Philadelphia from a riot because they would not be able to handle it.
And he did all officials a solid, is what he did. If you're an official at that level and in that game, to hear a player say that about your call, that has to feel pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's to the point where now we've seen plays like that a million times.
No doubt.
And you know what? Sometimes they call it, and sometimes they don't.
Right.
And they called that one. And we move on.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
seriously, like, I mean, I was rooting for the Eagles. I wanted them to win.
That didn't mar the game. It was a flag.
That stinks.
We saw
his
it.
jersey. He grabbed his jersey.
He told us.
Yep.
I thought it was ticky-tack, but when you see it from the other side, because we didn't see the angle that the referee sees with the jersey pull, when you see it now from all angles and the player admits that he held, go ahead and call it. And you know what, Philadelphia? Don't fumble. Don't give up a kick return for an
Hurts was
touchdown.
great, but people forget he fumbled.
I mean,
that was
a
big
self-inflicted fumble.
Yeah.
That's always what hey, you didn't sack Mahomes once.
Right.
Your quarterback gave up a
fumble
six.
Yeah.
Kick return.
And the kick return.
Yeah. So you can't blame the official for that. Here's an idea. Don't let Mahomes scramble 26 yards on a bum ankle to set the whole damn thing up.
And the Chiefs punter left at halftime.
Okay.
So he wanted to beat traffic.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, how about this? If you're going to let him hang, Sirianni, you got to go guns blazing the whole game. When he chose to go, you know what? I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to kick a field goal. To me, that gave the Chiefs life.
I know, but
Willard, it was like instead of just going for the jugular, Steiny, he gave him life, and you win against.
I was watching that with some people that are sports fans, too, and we were like, yeah, let's see him go for it now.
Okay,
he just couldn't.
That is how you let's see him go for it now.
Here's something else that almost hurts him in this conversation. This idea that he was going to go for it on every fourth down. He was not going to go for it on 4th and 2 when the Chiefs jumped.
Oh, my goodness.
Like I said it in the room, you heard me. I'm like, don't jump. He's not going for it. They're just trying to draw you. And the Chiefs come flying over the line. He was not going to go for it there either. So field goals have got to be a part of your repertoire, man. Like that, I thought that was.
You think he tried that against the Giants on they were up like 27-7. He faked like they were going for 2. Just to see if he could get him offside, so they put the ball at the 1, and then he would go for 2,
because
but they didn't
jump.
jump.
Do the rugby play and just fall in.
By the way,
I know
it's
there's 9 guys offsides when that ball snapped. The nose guard has like half his helmet over the ball. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be offsides if we don't leave. So here comes Steiny and Guru.